back to another episode of Harder Styles with Miia Solar. Harder Styles with Miia Solar is your ultimate backstage pass into the world of hardstyle. The show will share you the best tips, tell you stories you won't hear anywhere else, and bring you exclusive 30-minute guest mixes and activity episodes. You can catch the show live on Twitch every second Thursday, starting at 8 p.m. Finnish time. Can't join the live broadcast? Don't worry, all the episodes will also be available afterwards on YouTube. This time we are going to hear everything about stages and lights. My name is Miia Solar and I will be your host through this journey of harder styles. Today I'm excited to have a guest who knows everything about stages and lights. Welcome to the show, Tomei Ins.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
How are you?
I'm actually really good. I've been sick for the last 1.5 weeks, so finally out of the house, so I'm actually super good, thank you.
And now you are here in the stream. So
yeah, this is something I've been waiting for, so thanks for having me.
Great comeback from Flunsa.
Yeah, the greatest.
Yes. You are a well-known character in our scene and for a good reason. You are producing and DJing under the name Tom A, and you also have a duo project together with Emma Kannisto called Temptation. In addition to those, you are also one of the main organizers at Harder State events. Now you also have your very own company, Lightbringers, which is focusing on stage construction and lighting control. Today, you get to talk about your favorite topics, music and events. First, let's go back to where it all started. How and when did you discover Harder Styles?
So this was actually back in when I was on 8th or 9th grade. I used to listen to only rap back then, like old school rap back then. I didn't know anything about electronic music. Sure, I had my guilty pleasures of like DJ Sammy and Darren Styles. I had no idea about electronic music being even a thing or anything. I didn't know anything about it, but you know, I was mostly all about rap. At that age, of course, like all electronic music was just a guilty pleasure nobody else could know about. And I remember it was either 8th or 9th grade, and I had this classmate, Rasse, and he showed like back then when Angerfist had just released his 2010 or 11 megamix.
Yeah.
And you know, he played it and he was laughing and everybody was laughing, and of course, age considered, I laughed, and then I went home and I typed like what the hell was it called, and Anger Fist, and then I found it. Like, okay, this was the picture, and I listened, and it was so good. Like that became my guilty pleasure. Of course, nobody could know about it, and by that slowly, you know, I started typing like Anger Fist to YouTube, and I started listening to it, but I had no idea what the genre was. But that was my like first touch to hardcore. And then I remember when I was 18, and people were my friends, we were all slowly getting our driver's license, and we would, you know, of course drive around all day, every day, and listen to music with friends. And one of my friends asked, like, do you listen to EDM? This was when, you know, the whole big room scene had blown up, and of course, stubborn me without ever listening was like, no, I don't. And then I go home and I type EDM and I listen to like Dimitri Vegas, like Mike Mammoth, and you know, Hardwell Spaceman, and they were so good, and I was completely dedicated to EDM, and then I actually accidentally became a DJ also.
Oh, so through EDM?
Yeah, I had no idea. It was, you know, it was just a hobby at home. I had no idea it's DJing. I just saw my my old classmate's boyfriend at the time had this, you know, small Numark Mixtrack Pro 2, and you know, all I saw is a thing with beautiful lights, and he changed the song on it, and I was like, what is this? I must have it. And then I buy it and I read like, okay, virtual DJ, something you can play on it, and I started playing them. And you know, after like a couple months I realized, hey, I'm doing DJing, this is cool. But yeah, basically sometime, you know, Big Room died completely, and I would, you know, I was like, okay, I want to play something, but Big Room is dead. I couldn't stand techno or dubstep, which were the top things back then. I started thinking like, hey, I used to listen to hardcore and hardstyle, you know, Blade Masters, all these Anger Fist, and I was like, okay, so I'll start buying this, and then I started buying all these hardstyle and hardcore tracks and buying happy hardcore. Holy shit, those, you know, those like nostalgic feelings when you realize, oh my god, I used to listen to this 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much how I got into harder styles. Now there's absolutely no going back. I just, you know, there's no other music between or besides harder styles nowadays.
So no rap anymore.
Yeah, it's still sometimes say really rarely, you know. But I'm really like, what's it called? Like nirso, like.
Picky.
Yeah, I'm really picky about music. Nowadays, everything sucks. I can't stand any music except my own, of course. But you know,
And hardstyle.
yeah,
Hardstyle doesn't suck.
yeah. Well, hardcore doesn't suck. Hardstyle got a little boring.
What is boring?
Hardstyle.
Oh.
Yeah, raw made hardstyle boring, and now Zag Kicks made raw boring. So hardcore, that's where it's at.
But you were at Masters of Hardcore.
Yeah, that was. Well, according to all the other people, and I was also a little shocked that, you know, I was expecting more like lights and all this pyro and everything.
Of course,
Also-
you're the light man.
Of course, yeah, that's what I always look for. But yeah, it was super nice seeing. 10 years I wanted to go, but I was expecting a little more. But it was totally worth seeing the party, and will definitely go again.
What about hardstyle got you excited about the genre? What was the thing? Do you remember?
I have absolutely no idea, but I'm guessing it's something with because I'm so hyperactive. Like I can't stand or stay still, and hardstyle, it's so energetic. It has those balls that I require. So, you know, I'm guessing it's that, but I have no idea. I just remember listening to Anger Fist back in 2010 or something when it was actually like it wasn't mainstreamish at all, and it just sounded good. I don't know why, but it just resonates my brain in the correct place.
That sounds fair enough. How has the music affected your life?
Too much, I guess. Not only the music, of course, but the honest fact is, if you take me out of the whole like party scene in Finland, I don't have any kind of identity.
I agree with this.
Yeah, my entire identity is, you know, like doing something at the events. My entire bread comes to my table from, you know, events or event-related stuff. So it is my entire life, basically.
So it has affected a lot.
Yeah.
How was your first time at a hardstyle event? What was the experience like?
Ooh, actually, my first time ever was 2017 or 2016 when Club Life brought Angerfist to Finland to Circus. I remember when we left, I took the flyer out looking, okay, please, no security, took the flyer. I still have it in my wall. That was my first hardstyles party, and I loved it. It was amazing. Everything of it. The whole, how the stages were. I used to go clubbing before that and saw like some Waterland with techno and all this playing. But this was my first like touch to the actual like big stages and all this. It was super. I fell in love with the whole production, the music, even the people. I remember, you know, I was wearing my hoodie for some dumb reason, and you know, we were in the front row, and you know, I got super hot. I was actually like sober there. I got super hot, and you know, I went for a little bit. My ex-girlfriend at the time, she was bringing me water, and you know, we were gonna go sit, and you know, I go for a minute like away from the crowd, just you know, doing this, and then some guys instantly like, "You okay?" I'm like, yeah, sure. And then he comes up to me, yo, what are you taking? I'll bring you water. You okay? I'm like, chill, I'm sober, everything's fine. I'm just hot.
People are super friendly.
Yeah, this is like, I loved everything about the whole scene. It was so great. And after 6 months or so, I went again to see Miss Kate and then again Angerfist, and I was instantly in love.
What about your DJ career? How did your career started, and how did you become a successful artist? Because you have been performing, for example, at Weekend Festival. That's a huge thing.
well, I'm not successful. I'm just lucky bastard who got more than he deserved. But
No, don't.
well, so basically that's how it also. Like I said, I saw a controller. It had nice lights, and I was like, okay, I must have it. I'm a really impulsive person, so I had to buy it. And then slowly I learned that okay, this is DJing, this is cool. I liked playing at home. I used to have a lot of home parties back then, and I used to just play. It was fun, especially when you put on like a lower high pass filter and you could alter the sound. It was so good. But yeah, slowly I learned because I've had ever since I was 14 this dream that I always wanted to learn to make music, and I had this dream of like having one track that's so good that if I'm on the bus or driving whatever, that I would listen to it, not because I made it, no matter who made it, that it would be so good that I would listen to it. And of course, this required patience, which I don't have, and I never learned at that time to produce. But then I realized that hey, I can put like 2 songs together, 3 songs together, even 4 songs together, and I could make out of the pieces of those songs basically my own song. Sure, it's a mashup, but that's why I fell in love with it. It was something that was, you could be creative, and because with me, I always, when I like something new, I'm like 100% dedicated to it for 3 to 6 months. Then I completely forget about it. Never even think about it again. After I've spent on so many dumb stuff, like thousands of euros, only to be interested in it for 6 months and then forgetting about it. But with DJing, it never went away. I had breaks where I wouldn't even see. At one point, I didn't know for 2 years where my old DJ controller was, and the hobby, it just never got boring. It was fun. Like every time you had a gig or something, or you just played for the fun of it, it was fun. It didn't get boring. So yeah, kind of got addicted. Nowadays, I haven't had pretty much any time to play because of the company and work and lights and everything. But yeah, I basically started DJing by accident, by just wanting something with lights, and it changed the track.
But mashups are a piece of art.
They are. I still love them, and I really respect people who come up with original own mashups. Even if they are not mixed perfectly, you do something original instead of just playing one track after the other.
Yeah, that's true. What have been some of the most memorable moments in your career? What would you say?
DJ or light or in general?
In general, you can say, for example, one example for both.
Well, one of the most memorable thing is this event we had with Nervous Breakdown last year. I think it was like November or something. Hard Hideout. We spent too much time on it. The space was small and not so ideal, but we spent so much time on it. The place owner is super sweet. She let us work there. Like she would go home at 12, 1 and would let us work there whole night. But this is something we spent like 2.5 months. I worked maybe 250 hours for the event, and on top of that, my like daily work. It was insane. My longest sleep for 2.5 months was 5 hours, and this is because I overslept. It was insane. I hated everybody. I hated.
That's wrong.
Yeah, we with Nervous Breakdown we hated each other for a while.
You were nervous breakdown with nervous breakdown.
Yeah, no, I was just nervously broken down.
Yeah.
But that's probably the most memorable because it's something I would have never believed I would do. The stages, everything we put into detail, it was so good. The feedback we got from it was so amazing that I can't it was basically like too good to be true. I wouldn't have believed of making such thing. And DJ wise, I don't know. That's really hard one. It could be playing at what is this called, Helsinki Hardstyle Festival, because it's the biggest gig I've ever had. It's probably the most memorable. It's something I'll remember probably my entire life. So thank you, Club Life, for that. It was super fun.
You've also recently started a company focusing on stage construction and lighting control called Lightbringers. What inspired you to move into this field?
Well, I was always into lights. Like I remember when I would go to like small or not small, but like weekend festival when I was younger, before I was even in the scene. When I would look at videos from like Tomorrowland and everything, I didn't care for the music too much. All I cared was the stages. And then I was years interested in lights, and I had couple friends who did lights, and of course, even me nowadays, after you're done with the construction, you just want to take a break, break. So I would always clock them out, and I would drive like so much the lights as much as possible, and I had this idea of okay. I really want to learn this. I really want to, and I figured, okay, I'll spend like after every paycheck, I'll buy some lights and slowly learn this. Like I spent 500 on lights, and for 3 years, 4 years, I had completely forgotten about them. So, the company I've been meaning to open up for a long time. At first, it wasn't about events or AV techniques, but the whole like AV technician or like technician stuff, I was always interested in, and how I actually this also started by lucky accident. So, yeah, I used to work in this Puotila underground enlightery. And we had this trans parties making collective having a party, and I actually knew the light guy there, and he wanted to take a smoke break. So I was like, yeah, I can clock you out, and then I completely zoned out for the entire party. I was like driving the lights. I was so addicted, so zoned out. I didn't even realize there were people around, and people were trying to talk to me. The event organizers tried to talk to me. And I was like, driving.
Yeah.
I had no idea something was happening around, and they were like laughing, and they were like, "Hey, our light guy is actually moving abroad, so you want to be our light technician?" And I was like, "Hell yeah! I just don't know how to do it. I can drive, but I don't know." And they were like, "Yeah, we can teach you the basics."
Yeah.
So that's how I got into it, and then it was so fun. It's probably the most fun hobby I ever had, and I figured, okay, so lights are expensive, and we do have Europe's second highest VAT, so get a company and basically buy 3 lights, get one free.
Yeah.
So this was the original idea. Nowadays, of course, I do other stuff than events. Also, I do installations and programming, basically anything you can want with AV, mostly lights, also event production and all this.
Yeah. How has being a DJ shaped your approach to the stage designs and lighting control?
Well, it technically haven't. It has taught a lot, helped a lot, because as you know, the whole scene, or actually the whole field, is based on connections. If you don't know somebody, whether you're a DJ, music producer, whatever, you won't get gigs if you don't know somebody or do everything yourself. So this is because I already knew by DJing so many people from the scene. So this, in that way, it has helped a lot, and also knowing what fits for whatever genre, what doesn't. Like in this way, it has maybe helped, but other than that, because they are two completely different things, and also being a DJ was just a hobby, which at first I didn't even want to do live. Whereas lights is something that I really want to do, and I do for a living. So, you can't really compare them two, but it has helped being a DJ for so long.
Yeah. How is your music career going now, by the way? Can someone, for example, hire you to do stages and lights, but also can you come to
Yeah.
DJ at the same event?
Yeah, you can book me as a DJ. I don't put any effort to it anymore. I simply don't have time.
Yeah.
I may not accept every gig, but if it's something and I have time, I will do it. But it's, I don't even try, because I barely got any time to even be with my family.
Oh, okay.
So, adding a hobby to that also, it just takes too much time, and it's not really doable. We do have with Emma, my girlfriend, we do have this, hi Emma.
Greetings to Emma!
We do have this Temptation project where we focus on hardcore, and that's actually something I want to push a little more, and we should both put a little bit more time to it. But because this whole lighting stuff takes so much time, you have no idea. It's really hard to put any more hobbies on top of it.
I can only imagine, because this music thing, it takes a lot of time. Like, really, really much time. I don't have life. I don't have a life. And you have that, and you also have a day job and everything. So it must be really hard.
Yeah, the only thing I'm actually sad about is because I went to this school, like I said, I wanted to learn music production since I was 14. And I went to this school, I paid 3.5K for, it was music technology, and we learned to
What
produce there.
school? Where?
I don't want to say, okay, I'm gonna say the name. Anyway, I don't really recommend it, trust me. Heo Kansanopisto in Kallio.
Okay. I didn't know that there
Yeah,
is this kind
yeah, it was 1 year, and I did learn the basics, the most basics of music theory, which is nice. But like, okay, I got to the point where what I wanted to experience when I was 14, 15. I do have my own track, which I actually listen to only because it's so good.
Yeah.
But the most learning I got from there was from other students, which you should not get for 3,500 euros.
Okay, I understand.
But yeah, the only sad thing is that, I learned production. It was so fun. I would sit in front of my computer till like 7 a.m. just learning how to make music and making tracks and all this. It was super fun, and then I didn't have any time for it. And nowadays the time I have, I just spent with, either being too tired to get up or with my family. So that's the only sad thing. But then again, lights are so fun. So, it doesn't matter too much.
But maybe someday you have a day job, right?
Yeah.
At the moment. Maybe someday you can do the lights full day job. Would that be your dream?
Well, it's hard to say. I'm actually loving my life so much right now. I love what I do, the company-wise as well as daytime work-wise. I really love what I do. So, of course, it would be super nice to be full-time, light technician or AV technician. But then again, because you may get enough paid with it or you may not, especially January, February, there's absolutely nothing in this field. You have absolutely no work, so it's highly unlikely that it's gonna happen.
I understand. What challenge did you face when you started your own business in the event industry?
Well, it's still a new business. I think the biggest challenge is, because like I said, I'm a really impulsive person. Like, let's say I have 500 euros on my bank account. I see something that's 1,000 euros, and I know that, okay, I'll get paid in 7 days, then I can buy it, but I'm not the person who can wait it. I'll find a way to get it now.
Yeah.
And like there's even, how, if a crack addict, sorry for saying on camera, crack addict is, he doesn't have crack or whatever he uses, and he doesn't have money for it. He doesn't wait till he gets money. He makes it happen and he gets whatever he needs. So I'm not gonna let a crack addict hustle harder than me. I will find a way to get.
So you are addicted to lights?
Well, that too, yeah, but like with the impulsivity, it's really hard. Even right now, I have so much what I need to buy, what I want to buy, but because I have a company, so this is something I can't mess up. So it's really, really hard to just look at the list like I need to buy all this and not buy them because I need to be smart about this. So this is probably the hardest thing right now.
What is the word in English? Maltti.
Patience.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, yeah, I don't have that. Some people have that inserted in them. I didn't have that ominaisuus.
Quality.
Yeah, I don't have that.
But I understand you. I have this with some areas of life that I don't have any patience.
Yeah,
It's hard.
yeah.
Like you are just waiting so much to do something, and then you're like, I already know.
Yeah, no, I have to. But lights are expensive, so you have to have. Otherwise, the company will go down so fast. So I don't want that. I really wish that this company will somehow stay on foot and see what happens.
Yeah. Can you explain a bit about the process behind designing and building stages and doing lights for an event? Keep this short because we will be having the active part, so you get to maybe.
Can't say keep this short. It's always short story long, but okay. So basically, you tell me, I want lights from you to my event. First thing I need to know from you where. I need this measures of the stage, so I know how wide or tall stage I can do. Basically, if you have, I always ask my customers, do you have anything you wish to have or something you most definitely don't have? Then if they don't know, I'll give them ideas. And then I start thinking, okay, the space is X meters long, X meters wide. I start doing like some basic truss or whatever building, and then I start adding lights, seeing how they work. I send a picture to my customer and ask, hey, is something like this okay? Then you start, basically this has already taken multiple hours, then you start programming everything. We're gonna see soon, but you
Yeah.
know, it's really time consuming, and sometimes you make like 4 stages and the customer is like, no, this won't work, no, this won't work, no, this won't work, and it's really sometimes really hard and annoying because you have already spent like 20 hours and the customer is like, no, this won't work. But yeah, it really depends on the event, who you're doing the lights for, what music, etc.
But you will get to hear more soon because we will be showing you a little bit how this all is done. But what are some key factors to consider when creating an immersive experience for the audience? What would you say?
This depends on many things. One thing I've had problems with, because nowadays, you know, you can buy so powerful lights, and most of the places in Finland where we have parties, they're so like, well, like they're not tall at all. Like the lights are maybe 20 centimeters above your head, and then you try and not to annoy the customer by blinding them constantly. I've had a couple of customers come and ask me if I could shoot the light somewhere a bit, or you know, somewhere else than their faces.
So your stages are made for big.
Well, that's what you're looking for. I mean, if you look at any festival stages, Finland or abroad, if you look at any events abroad, or even like big Finnish events, that's the whole point. The lights are supposed to be multiple meters in the air, but you know, then again, you're a small event organizer having the most expensive hobby a man can have, then you're gonna go with the cheap options where the roof is like 50 centimeters above your head.
Okay, yeah. But what kind of equipments or knowledge do you need before you can start to design and build stages?
Knowledge-wise, maybe not even the building. The building knowledge-wise, you have to know mostly your load, that the stage is secure. You don't want to kill anybody by accident, especially in Finland. Well, not the killing part, but you know, the whole everything being safe, because in Finland the like inspections are really hard. We got really harsh laws and everything, so you have to be absolutely sure that the stage is secure. You have to know about the lights itself, how they're gonna look, depending where you place them, if they're gonna be enough, what you want to do. There's lots of factors to consider. Also on bigger stages, like you can't put lights in front of the speakers because that will kill the sound a little bit. But I guess construction-wise, it's mostly about, you know, knowing your equipment, how much load they can take, how much your lights will weigh, all these. When it comes to programming, then you have to basically learn a completely new language if you're not into DMX, because that's really, at first, it's so confusing, it doesn't make any sense. It's literally like learning a new language. You will see soon.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But in your opinion, what role do stages and lights play in creating memorable live events?
Well, you kind of have to, how should I put this? Like, I remember when I was in the school, music production, and some guy told us, some like teacher told us that in events, even though it's a music event, 40% of the whole experience for the customer is the music, and 60% is all the visual stuff around the music. And this actually, it came as a shock, but then I was thinking like, yeah, I always care more about the, you know, visual side. So it's that you know basically your customers, because for example, we go to hardstyle party. It's gonna be filled with lasers and really like so intensive lights. And man, try putting. I once took lasers to a techno party, and the guy came really fast. Like no lasers.
No
So
lasers.
yeah, techno doesn't use them. They only want basically.
But I think it depends on the techno. If it's like more mainstream, maybe lasers can work.
Well, I don't go to techno events as a customer, so I don't know. But I've never heard of lasers there, and I've
But
tried.
no,
Yeah, I've tried pushing them to techno customers, but they don't want it for some reason.
I can see it. No lasers in Berghain, for example.
Yeah.
No lasers.
No, then again, with techno, a lot of the customers they're always with moving heads. They're always no moving heads, only strobe and smoke. And
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like this dark punker with a little bit of
yeah, but it doesn't
light
make
and
sense.
a lot of smoke.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense to me because even my friend and colleague and guy who's been mentoring me with lights told me he's faced with every techno organizer the same thing. So you do for a first time, or you do lights for a new techno organizer, and they're instantly kind of like no moving heads. And you tell them, okay, you will have most people at around 12 or 1, so let me keep this on till 1. If you don't like them, tell me and I won't use them. At 12 or 1, they always come, oh, thank you so much, please just do what you do. The moving heads were so good. And then, they realize, okay, you can do so much with moving heads. But I guess that's what, it depends on the customer and the event and the, whole theme and style of event you're doing.
What kind of a stage or where would be your dream stage to design?
Oh, that's a good one. I always wanted to do like insanely big one. I like, well, okay, even like, because for me the biggest stage I've ever done myself, technical wise it was the Hard Hideout. Other biggest, I don't know, it could be Hideout or in this cruise ship Viking Line when we had our Sailor last time. That was pretty, the venue itself was pretty big-ish, even though cruise ships aren't normally big. But something like, I actually do want to do like some insanely big stage, but at the same time, I just want to do like more than I should. Like I want to do this insane, like you're in Finland in this small venue with the same amount of lights that you can see in like at the biggest Dutch festivals. So this is the goal that or the dream, but it most likely won't happen. But never say never.
That sounds very good. Is there anything you wish people knew about the behind the scenes work that goes into creating the stunning stages?
Yes, I wish they would actually know the whole process.
Soon you will know.
No, seriously, the whole process, because people don't know. I remember once when I actually started my this whole light thing, and my first own light or stage building and the whole light gig was at my good friends Milla and Rafis from Kova Soundi. They opened up this club, and I did a rig there, and I would do the lights for them every Friday and Saturday and learning there. And I remember this one young guy, like just about 18, comes like, hey, what, can I request a song? And I'm like, no, I'm not the DJ, the DJ's there. And then he was like, oh, what do you do? I'm like, the lights. And he's like, just the lights. Like,
Just the lights.
Just the lights.
No, don't break my heart.
Yeah, and also like because event organizers don't really know the amount of work you do. Most people seem to have this idea that you just put on lights and you press button, make lights, and that's it. So I really wish people would know that even though the party may be 6 to 8 hours, the work that has been put for it has been anywhere from 50 to 500 hours. So it's really a lot of work.
It is. What are your plans for the future? Any exciting projects you are working on in the future?
Well, I don't really have, because like I said, I'm a lucky bastard who got more than he deserved, but I don't really have any like plans or goals right now, but I'm really looking forward to now this year. On July, we're going to Germany to Rave the Planet, and this is actually the first time I'm nervous about lights.
But that's huge!
That is, it's 400,000 people huge.
Rave the Planet. That's the ex-Love Parade, right?
Yeah. The same.
Imagine, that's huge.
Yeah, no, that's terrifyingly huge. Like. At this point at every event, I could have said I've fucked up bigger shows than this if something went down, but there I can't. And then the guy asked me if I do videos, and I'm like, of course I do anything for you. I've never done video. Now I'm learning this. Sorry, Chris, if you're listening, don't worry. I'll do the most beautiful visuals for you. I got a guy for this, but yeah, no, that's something I'm looking forward to. But besides that, I don't have any goals or dreams right now because everything is going much, or I'm living the time of my life.
That's lovely to hear.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the last question?
No.
Are you ready
Okay,
for the
go.
last question? And that's from Grandma.
I would like to ask you what makes this music special to you?
Okay, so what makes this music special to you?
I don't know, it may be the energy it gives. It's mostly that I actually feel the music. Like I get shivers more than I care to admit from this music. I love it, Some people, they need some relaxing music when they go to sleep. I really love it when it's like 160 to 180 BPM when I go to sleep. But it has balls. This music has balls that it needs.
But this is actually funny because so many people are like, how can you listen to hardstyle before you are going to sleep? Because I used to listen to euphoric hardstyle mixtapes when I went to sleep because I was like, it gives you so much like this good energy to go to sleep. Good nights, good dreams, everything.
Yeah, no, you feel super good with it. Like you actually feel the music and it helps you sleep. I don't know why, but it's nice. I have no idea why I like it. I mean, some of the tracks I like, you can't even call them music. You really can't call them music, and it's still so good for whatever reason.
It is good. But now we are going to show you guys a little bit how all the designing and building and everything is done. So, could you tell us a little bit what we are going to do next?
So I actually have, of course, I'm with a new company. I'm recruiting people. So now I'm gonna recruit Miia Solar to be part of Lightbringers. So we're gonna build super quickly a small stage. We're gonna do even faster if it's possible. Few buttons, something you can do to operate the lights, and then we're gonna play like one track, and Miia Solar will be driving the lights.
Let's see how this goes. But first, we are going to show you 3 pictures. So, you get a little bit more specific idea what we are going to do. So, first, when you are doing a stage, you need to design it. And you told me that you like to draw your...
No. As you can see, I suck at drawing. This was maybe the fifth take. I have always sucked at drawing, but I'm in a way, old school. Like I like, even when I take notes, or if I use a calendar, I must have, paper and pen.
Yeah.
So this is how I started. Nowadays, I do everything on a computer, but this is how it all started with the, idea. And then I would think in my head, like, how would everything go, and just try to replicate it on the computer.
That is cool. And somebody wrote hideout, and that's true.
Hideout, yes.
And then here's the setup that we have the setup. Right.
We have some pieces of it.
We have it over there. So what do we have here? There's on the right side, what is that creating?
The gray thing is actually just a poor man's extra wing. So because
what is that? Doesn't say anything.
So basically, the blue thing is the light controller, or they're both light controllers. The blue thing is Kamsu's PC wing. That's what you use to control the lights, and Kamsus has this extra wing that you just plug with USB, and you get more like faders and buttons. But because it costs 2.5K, so normally Kamsus doesn't allow you to have like any other products, these light controllers used with their products, especially as extra wing, but because I didn't want to spend 2.5K yet, so I figured out the way to use a 70 euro. Yeah, 70
so
euro.
You had patience.
Well, no, like I said, I have to learn it. It's hard, but I'm learning. But yeah, basically I get 32 more faders, 16 per page, and it just helps, it gives me more possibilities to do while operating the lights. Also, there's on the left side one more with 7 faders.
Nice.
So that's another extra wing.
What about the screens? What happens on the right screen?
So the right screen is actually it's what you use. That's the CAMS's Magic Q program, which you use to operate the lights, do all the programming, even the stage setup. So that's like the main window you use for doing this whole thing. On
Yeah.
the middle we have this visualizer that I nowadays just do all my stages on, so you can attach like truss, objects, lights, whatever, and you can actually see what the lights are doing and do like most of the work at home, home preparing, and also customers will get much better idea of what it would look like for them.
Yeah.
And on the left side, that's just the execute window, so where I make all the buttons. So I always have that open on another monitor, so I'll have as much buttons I can use for like color changes, position changes, effects, whatever.
I think I have saw this left side computer window somewhere, and I have pushed one button, I think.
It may be, it may be. You're always welcome to operate the lights at my gigs if you want.
Woohoo!
So you know you will push them. Look.
But now to the final picture. Here's the final product for the hideaway.
Hideaway. No, we just hid out, but
hideaway. But yeah, hide out. But we are now ready to start operating the thing, and let's see how I will manage to do everything. You will teach me, and you will teach all the people who are watching this. And are you ready?
hell yeah, let's do
Hell
this.
yeah. But remember, this is your time to put questions to Tom A, and he will answer them on Instagram. So remember to put questions. And now we will go on a short break, and we will be back really soon. So see you soon. Don't go
See
anywhere.
you soon, guys.
Don't leave us. Don't dare to leave
Don't do
us.
it.
Don't
Trust
do
me.
it.
I know
See
where you
soon.
live.
See you soon.
The rhythm.
We are ready. Oh yeah. So, what are we going to do?
So we're gonna make you a stage. I have already prepared a little bit because this is a little time consuming. Mostly because what you do with, if you can see here, is you work with an basically Excel where you have your X position, Y position, Z position, as well as rotation for all three, and you play with numbers. So I made this small stage-ish thing prepared. So I was thinking if we would make a couple like truss systems here, attach some lights and do something, some small effects for the lights, and then you can work with it. So we got our first truss here.
Yep. Let's do this in 15 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And then 5-minute controlling session. Let's go.
Let's
This
do
is a
this.
challenge. Real challenge.
Yeah, actually time-wise it really is.
Let's see how we can
Okay, so
manage
this
to
is
do this.
the back one. This will be...
Okay, so now we are adjusting the positions. You can see
Yeah.
that there is something moving.
Yeah, so I'm just adding the truss, maybe have like some a truss
Nice.
for them. So we can use this. Now we would patch the lights.
Yep. Okay. Let's
So
add
we're
some.
going with some nice light bringers.
Light bringers.
200 watt moving heads. We will have 20 of them.
20
In
lights.
Universe 1, starting with address 1 and having them the stamp of 101.
So you did some coding.
Yeah, so basically what we have to choose is, because like I said, lights work with, or it's like a new language, but
Yeah.
basically all lights uses channels. The easiest would be you think of RGB, red, green, blue LED. So R would be one channel, green would be second channel, blue would be third channel. If you have moving heads, just the pan is one channel, tilt is one channel, and you have 512 channels in one universe that we use. So you have to code which channels they use. These are all now in one universe one, which is from here. We have one universe and two universe from this desk.
Okay, guys.
I know it's completely new language. Nobody understood anything, but that's
Magical.
how it works. Yeah, basically now we can see all our lights are really randomly here at the wall. So we'll have to we want to have them by the truss, and we can
So we have
set them from
30
here.
minutes.
Let's 13, it was just 20. Okay, so we'll set these. The first 10 lights, we'll attach them to the back truss. Like so.
Yeah.
No, actually, never mind, I messed up, so.
Okay, so now we are coding. There's some more lights you can see. Whoop whoop.
Like
Nice.
So now
Check
there's
it out.
10
We
lights
have cool
attached
lights.
here and 10 here. Of course, I did the pre-work at home, so it actually goes automatically where I want them to instead of just randomly wherever, because it is really time consuming. And now we can actually see our lights are working. Then we have to go and actually make the grid. So we would choose, or here type down the lights how we will be having them.
Okay. So
maybe
lights.
like this, and these would be 101 to 1010,
Okay.
like
Got
so.
it. Nice.
And then here the rest.
So they are like these, but in.
Yeah, so these ones are on
This
the
is
back truss
this,
here. Yeah,
and that's
he
that.
Yeah, this is this and that's that. I couldn't have said it better. Okay, perfect. Now we got our lights on the grid also.
Nice.
Now we would have to...
No grid size.
Now we would... Hold on. Okay, so we would have to make groups of the lights. So basically the machine itself makes always group for all of them, which is always terrible. Because when you do an effect, how you select them...
Can you see it? There's lights coming.
So how you select them actually affects on how the effect will work. So basically, if I were to select them from left to right, and I put some chase effect, it would go from left to right. So this is why you always have to think a little bit how the lights will work. But basically here we have, we have all, and this is for all of our moving heads. So if we put on intensity, it gives it to all lights, and we would make multiple different kind of groups here. We could have this like...
Yeah, let's rock.
So we would have the back truss.
Tulkoon valo. Light come. Do you translate it like this?
No, I wouldn't. It's actually... the actual translation is actually let there be light, but I mean light come. I really like this one.
Yeah, of course it let there be light.
No, but I'm gonna start using this light come. It was good.
It was more like short and it got pulse.
No, it was super good. No. The lights come. Come on, okay, like this. I will just do the most random groups, which I would never do, just to make this fast and so that you can also operate them a little bit. Let's see how it will turn out.
8 minutes left. And light come.
And light come, of course.
Light come.
Yeah.
No pressures.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love the 13 minutes. It's the most time I have ever been offered, so no worries. It'll be nice. Now this one we had. Yeah, I think this one maybe.
Nise.
Niche.
Nise.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay, these we can have like this. And the last group, like so. Now they are most likely terribly made, but yeah, we got nice groups of 4 lights
Nice.
each.
Did you see it? There's lights. Nice.
Yep.
Cool. Cool.
Okay,
cool.
so now
cool.
we can record the lights, so we want full intensity, and we can actually record the lights to the buttons. Basically, this adds lights to a thing called the programmer, and everything you record will be, or you know, it will record the whole entire programmer. So this is why you really need, some people don't actually seem to realize that you need time for the, you can't just, you know, rig the lights and be like, okay, I'm done. You actually need multiple hours to do this.
No, you have 15 minutes, but
Yeah,
only
yeah,
7
this
minutes
is
left.
basically like, this is the average customer you get in this field anyway.
Yeah, I'm the average customer.
Hell yeah.
Give me the lights now.
Okay, so basically this, no wait, not this. And then we want to set it all up for these.
Don't worry in the there over there. I understand nothing. It happens all so fast. Yes.
Don't worry, I still don't understand. I don't know what I'm doing, I just do and it looks good, so.
But I don't understand, like, when you have the real light, imagine here's the light.
Yeah.
How do you, so you have to code it to your system, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh,
So
okay.
basically this is what we just did. So when we started, we didn't have this, the lights here. So you...
No, but like when you have the light here.
Yeah, so basically this is what we do. So we patch the lights. So like I said, now we have 20 of the light bringers 200 watt beams here. Now we just set from the lights have this small screen, and we set which address they are. So we can see here, the first one here is the universe, which doesn't matter light-wise. So like this light on the back truss here is in address 1. And it uses now, these lights are 14 channels, like I said. So if the light has like red, green, blue, they're all one channel. So this one has 14 lights, which has like pan movement, tilt movement, fine pan, fine tilt, gobos, whatever. And all of this uses one channel. So the first light is one channel. And because there are 14 channels, so it uses 14 channels. So channels 1 to 14. So the next light is channel 15. It uses 14 channels, so 15 and add 14 to that, that's 28, counting the 15 in. So the next is 29, and you would set all the lights one by one to correct channels. You would cable them, and then whatever you do, if you cable them correctly and they're in the channel, this just sends the signal. So if I want to turn these on, the signal goes to these lights. If they're on the correct channel, they will do whatever you can see here also. But like I said, it's really, really time consuming to learn all this. Let's see, we can have like 10 out of 10 grid here.
This ain't sounding easy.
Well, nothing is easy unless you know it, but yeah, this is probably the most...
Light comes.
Light comes, yes. This is probably the most like nerve-wracking, especially because when I started, I didn't get too much help. It was all just, you know, me making mistakes and learning in that way how...
We have 4 minutes. Are
for
we...
the entire thing.
No, I mean like 4 minutes and then we can do some lighting control.
Okay. So let's
then we will play the track and do the test.
Okay, let's do this quick. So we can copy these. Of course not.
No pressure.
Hold up.
Ding, ding.
Why won't you do it? Come on. Okay, so anyway, we now have the buttons for
Yeah,
this.
buttons.
Yep, we can add some colors for you here. of course it doesn't do that. Like so. We can have the lights.
Yoo-hoo!
Like so. Now you can change the color of all lights from here. So if you have them on, you can change the color.
Nice.
Let's add some sort of really quick position and movement to them. Let's just do it one position because we don't have any time, so maybe have them
Go like that. Oh yeah,
Roll
that's
away.
cool.
Come on.
They're
They're too fast. The light comes too fast. Come on. Okay, this is perfect. Let's add some effect, position, and cross is always terrible, so let's go with that.
Oh my god. But hey, you can see it from the screen, so that's a good one.
That's positive.
Let's put as much movement as possible. All right. So what was the name of this position?
It was what was it? It was cross. It's cross one, so they're making a cross.
All right, let's do
that's
cross.
too fast. Let's do 50 BPM, so we get some kind of movement, and then let's record
That is
it
cool.
here.
Record. Save.
Perfect. Then this works as size.
2 minutes.
And it didn't. Yeah. Fader activate stack. Yes.
Yes.
And of
Okay.
course they're red color
So-
now because it was on the programmer, but now you have this, like, the higher the fader is, the bigger the effect or the movement will be. Let's just put the gobos to like a little bit smaller so you can see what you're doing. Let's do the other ones white, so like this. Then
So can I change the color?
yeah, basically I didn't have. Okay, let's do this quickly. So like so.
Nice.
Like so, and then we can make these into a region. So now basically you have your taka, which is the backlights. You just press any color and all the.
This is going to be a cool one. You will get to experience the light show of your life.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah.
So now basically you can see the first one says which section it is, all,
Yeah.
back or front, and whatever color, it's also touchscreen, so whatever
Cool.
color you click, the lights will turn into that color.
Nice.
So you can choose whatever color currently because we had so little time. If you have a fader up, it's just the intensity for it, so we have these different groups, or you can, what I like to do especially on hard style, you can just press the button, it gives it with full intensity as long as you press it, and you can, keep flashing them to the sound of the music. You can change this, actually let's put a speed this really quick. Hold up. Okay, now let's change it so that this controls the speed instead of the size, so the size is constantly the same. So the lower you have it, the slower they will go, the last fader here, this you don't have to worry about, and the higher you take it, the faster it will move.
Nice.
So this is probably the fastest or the easiest thing you can do, especially with hardstyle, because it constantly changes.
Yep.
We can make even the...
But can you put it back to the where you can change the colors?
Yep.
Because we need to start
Okay,
now.
let's do this.
Okay.
Harder lights with Miia Solar.
Harder lights with Miia Solar. Let me see.
Lights
Yes.
come.
Let's go. Okay.
And
Okay.
these are just, the last two are just two on the middle, the other ones have 4 lights in them. So you lift something, it's the intensity. This one has the movement, you can see with the light here. So you put it on and they start moving. The higher you put it, the faster
What happens
they
here?
will move.
Nice. Okay.
It's touch screen, so you can also just touch it.
Okay. Doing.
Beautiful green, the line is better, but yeah, it works.
Okay. Okay. Blue. Wow. More lights because the drop is coming.
They're now fully tested. Button, just give it a help here. When the drop comes, you will just start, smashing the buttons to the beat.
Okay.
So you don't have to have these up. You can just, hit these
Okay,
to the
okay.
beat and
Okay. Would you hire me?
no. No, as a DJ, you should actually have some kind of rhythmic sense to this, but
I'm just freestyling.
this is basically the easiest you can do, but this is also something you do within the given 8 minutes. So it's you can only group and press them, but basically you can just put them now. There's a break coming, so you can put like some orange or whatever beautiful colors. You could
Let's
also.
put
Okay, so
pink.
you could, for example, do
Wow.
this, have 3 of them on, maybe leave the last 2 off, and then we have here this beautiful very beam and this prism which like opens up the beams and you can even
Nice.
rotate them, which this
Nice,
visual.
but the drop is coming. Drop is coming.
Okay, then put
Drop
all
is
this
coming.
down.
Okay. Oi! Oopsie!
Okay, you have to change the colors again.
Okay. Hey, this is going actually kind of.
Yeah, it's clear. So clearly, like raw style kind of drops work better for you than Frenchcore. So maybe on raw gigs you can actually operate the lights.
Okay, now it's starting to.
Yeah, no, but what I do like, you don't have to keep them pressed, so you can just, flash them to the beat, and even I don't know usually which buttons I press. I just know in this area are these like moving heads, for example, and you can just spam them to the beat of the music. Just get with the music and click buttons and let the lights do the rest.
Wow! Amazing show! Whoop whoop!
Even if you press like 3 or 4 buttons at the same time.
This is fun!
It's really
I can come and do this. Okay.
Yeah, come light, because it's like I've actually tried thinking of the biologic side of what is so addictive about lights. It's just flashing, colorful things.
It is
but
the best.
It's super. It's like insanely addictive. No idea why, but it's fun.
Thank you so much for coming here
Thank
today.
you for having me.
It was really, really fun. I think I still need to learn a little bit of these before I can go and do something. But
if we had like a proper base for the light, so that it actually makes sense instead of just okay, you have 3 minutes. Like, fuck, what can I do in 2 minutes? You could you do have the rhythmic sense and all. So operating is just pressing buttons. It all happens before the operating that you do all the stuff. So basically, I don't see why you couldn't operate. I didn't know anything about them. It was just fun, and I had a rhythmic sense, so I started doing it, and now I get my bread from it. It's fun.
But if there's somebody watching this who would like to maybe come and test it out for at an event that you are doing these lights, can they come and ask you?
Yeah, of course. A lot of people actually do. Like I said earlier on the couch, I do get tired after you've worked already 100 hours for the event. You've already worked like 15 hours just building everything. You're tired. Usually people actually do comment like, hey, oh, that's so interesting. Can I watch? And I'm like, you want to operate? And they're like, hell yeah. And then they're having the time of their life. So of course, if you want, just come say hi, ask if you can test or whatever, you most likely can.
So remember that the next time you are wondering if you should go and test these bad boys out, because
Now you can press them.
it will be fun. But thank you so much for joining us today. It was really fun episode. I wish you all the best to your career, and remember to follow Tom A on social media, DJ Tom A.
Yeah, DJ Tom _A.
Yep, and Lightbringers official, was it?
Yeah, I think it's Lightbringers _official. It's brand new, just made it, don't remember, but I think if you type in Lightbringers, you will
I will write them down. But yeah, please subscribe to this channel and follow me, Miia Solar, on social media to stay up to date about what's happening next. Next time we are going to do an episode related to festival season with a person who knows every festival like his own buckets. Remember to like and comment today's episode, and this was Harder Styles with Miia Solar. See you next time. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.